The dish that impressed us the most and really worked the beer element in all of their dishes is from the Lone Star. Sloan, congratulations.
You sure you guys got that right? I'm so shocked that Kevin said my name. Hard to get ahead in barbecue in Texas as a woman. This is one of the best days of my life. Sincerely, truly, one of the best days of my life.
Well, that was just a sneak peek at the new season of Barbecue Showdown streaming on Netflix Thursday, featuring our hometown pitmaster, Sloan Rinaldi of Texas Q.
Sloan is competing against 8 other barbecue experts from across the country for a huge $50,000 prize. But this is not her first rodeo. She's competed on shows like this before. Even more impressive, she is a 4th-generation female pitmaster who's a real champion for women in barbecue. Sloan Rinaldi, welcome back to Houston Life.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here.
Are you kidding? It's an honor that you would make time for us. You had us all in tears as we were watching these little clips from Netflix. I know the season premieres this week. In addition to running your business and doing all the things you do, how did you make time to do this Netflix show? And also, was there any hesitation? Because for amateurs like Tessa and me, it seems like it would be quite daunting.
The only thing that would have kept me from doing Barbecue Showdown Season 3 is if they had filmed it right now, like July, August.
Because
it would have been, oh my God, I would have probably given it a little more thought. But no, when they called, I was all in immediately. It was really exciting opportunity. Season 2 was a breakout for them. Season 2 set up, Season 3. And to be honest with you, Season 3 hasn't even dropped, and they're casting Season 4.
Wow.
So we think it's really, they've latched on to something successful. The formula is fantastic.
I feel like the pitmaster that they choose from Texas, I mean, we have like a namesake, right? It's like a legacy thing. It's like, you gotta, they're not gonna pick just anyone. And
huge weight you carry, for sure,
And they picked you, and then how did you feel to be among all the experts? I mean, that's gotta count for so much.
It was amazing. The people that they brought in were tens of thousands applied. But the producers had a select group of us that they totally selected to bring in, and they wanted us to participate, bottom line. They really thought that there was something in us, and they made sure that all of us knew that you're here for a reason. So there's someone there that represents every walk of life, someone for everyone to identify with. So being in that situation with those people that are bringing global flavors that I've never seen in barbecue was, for me, I totally felt a little intimidated. I'm not a person that, let's say, lacks confidence typically, right? So I definitely felt imposter syndrome, something I never even knew what that was before, but I was looking it up first day. I'm like, what is this feeling, And it was just like Kareem from KG Barbecue in Austin. He came from Egypt. 8 years ago. He's in finance, a banker in Egypt, Fell in love with Rudy's Barbecue, of all things. And then slides in with some guys in Austin and learns it, from the ground up. Now he's bringing these colorful and beautiful, visually beautiful plates, that are so creative and so incredibly flavorful. Just amazing flavors, amazing colors, and he's blowing it out of the park. So he was my other Texas guy. So I'm the only Texan, per se. If you're born in Texas, you know the deal.
That's right.
So I am 4th generation. But he is in Texas doing Texas craft barbecue, and it's amazing. So there was him, and there's a girl from Kentucky, her own thing. You would think a girl from Kentucky would be doing something really kind of simple. You wouldn't really, I don't know what their cuisine is in Kentucky. I don't know,
Chicken.
Chicken, is it?
No,
I mean, they're not known for anything, right?
Than I would
they're not known for anything, really. Kentucky's not a culinary capital, But she had some amazing global, I mean, it's all over the place, whether it was Asian or South American. It just didn't matter. She was just like bringing all these things in.
So we don't care about them.
Okay, but anyway.
But I like hearing.
Yes, it was so different, So I did feel like I am soul food, Southern style cooking. I mean, everything starts with butter, bacon fat, and onion. Okay, and then you build on that, and you create these different levels of flavor, and it just comes to fruition. And it's so flavorful that my Southern soul food style was successful against some of their incredible global styles.
We're looking at some photos of Texas Q.
Yeah.
This is your brainchild. And Sloan, it's so interesting hearing you talk about the other contestants and the way they inspired you.
Yeah,
You have been an inspiration, not just here in Houston, but beyond. And this show on Netflix and your life story really is about so much more than just barbecue. It's about being true to yourself. It's about following your inner compass. You owned a very successful landscaping company for a long time before you became a pitmaster.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of the feedback you get is from other women who have reached out to you saying, hey, I knew I could do this. I knew I could make this life change because I saw you do it.
You know, that's a phenomenal feeling. I don't even know how really you wrap your head around something like that when you hear someone say that you've inspired them to do anything, you know. But I had those people. You know, those people, I've had people inspire me. So I understand that. I believe that once you see something, you can be it. So for me, when I was a kid, you know, being a young lesbian in Houston, you know, it's very different. So I would look to people and things that represented a success to me. It was usually very strong women. And there was a publication that came out called Curve back then, and it was the first upscale lesbian magazine. And they put successful, high-profile lesbians on their cover that finally agreed to come out. You know, like Melissa Etheridge and Ellen DeGeneres and Martina Navratilova, who were the pioneers. And so I could see them being successful, so I could see myself, right? So if there's anyone that can look to me and say, well, if she can do it, I can do it, that's what it's all about, right there. Because you can. If you have a passion, right? If you have a skill, and you're willing to do the work, there is nothing you cannot do, nothing you can accomplish, no matter what the industry or what it is. It's about passion, work ethic, right? And being the best you can be in anything you do. Having that desire, for sure.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
We're looking at some pictures right now.
Oh, Tom Colicchio.
Yeah, Tom Colicchio. That was awesome. That was awesome. Top Chef.
Oh my gosh. So
Season 19, the Houston season.
What is next for you? I mean, you obviously are a shoo-in for these shows, and you are great on camera. I think you have this authenticity, and it just bleeds through the camera. When he says you were making us all tear up watching those clips, he's not wrong.
It's hard for me to watch it. Barbecue's emotional. Who would have thought, you know? I've never cried at my pit before. I've never cried over barbecue before. So yeah, but it does it. This particular show, I told the producer, he has latched onto something that to me represents and epitomizes everything that barbecue is, right? You can bring the poorest man, the richest man, and they are sitting at the same table, right? Experiencing the same culinary experience, and it's barbecue.
Wow.
Very few other genres of food, the cuisine does that. You can't go take a poor guy and put him in an upscale fine dining restaurant and have him experience the exact same thing you are. So you've got absolutely side by side, every walk of society, no matter what they're doing in their as for a living, what they do at home, they will come to your table on a communal table and all eat the same barbecue. And it's an amazing experience, so cultural and so uniting. This show is about uniting people, and they're going to see this. We think it's a good time for this show, that you can take someone from every walk of life, bring them together, and we became a family. I mean, we'd text thread 5-6 times a day, each other all over the country, every walk of life, and we are a family. And we will be that way till the day we die.
And
that barbecue did die.
Inclusive like Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
very diversified, very inclusive.
Okay, you have some water. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and Sloan is sticking around. We're going to go to the kitchen.
Yeah, we're going to go to the kitchen to get a taste of what she's cooking up for the barbecue showdown. That's when Houston Life returns. Welcome back to Houston Life. We are back with Houston pitmaster Sloan Rinaldi.
Yeah, if you are just joining us, she is competing in the brand new season of Barbecue Showdown, streaming on Netflix July 4th. It's a brand new season. And of course, you have brought some of your prized barbecue to Studio B. Okay, we'll shift on down here. Tell us what you brought. This smells and looks delicious.
I did all of these elements on the show, all these components. So pork belly burn-ins, which we're very famous for. They're also on our menu. We make on the regular. Our candy baked beans, very well known for that, and our famous 5-cheese jalapeno white truffle mac.
Oh, wow.
That sounds incredible.
Now today we're going to assemble that into the Q bowl. There's 3 versions of the Q bowl, the most popular being the pork belly. So we'll top it with pork belly, our prime brisket, or pulled pork. But once you have pork belly and you like pork, you never go back to pulled pork.
Right.
You will stick with pork belly. It's life-changing.
So rich, it's so delicious.
Oh my God, it's the most succulent part of the pig.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to crave for you. So before we get to that stage, we're going to this stage, right?
Okay.
We're going to start with the raw form, okay?
Let's do it.
So typically this is going to be a 9-pound pork belly, whole skinless. I've cubed it up, right? inch and a half, 2-inch squares. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slather it. My preference is going to be this mustard. Okay.
Yeah.
So yellow mustard, we're going to get that going all over it.
And this is just yellow French's mustard then?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to get that
Why
smothered
mustard,
on.
Sloan?
Well, for me, in both pork and with my beef, okay, is that it gives a great crusty bark.
Okay.
And it helps in anything as a binder, and it's also a natural, what do you call it? Natural tenderizer.
Okay.
So you got mustard as a tenderizer, you got it as a binder, and then the crust, the bark that it creates is really, to me, next level.
It's like vinegary.
Yeah, it leaves no residual flavor.
Okay.
So it's really just in creating something, and without leaving that flavor.
It smells good too.
Yeah, it's really good. So then I'm going to take a little bit of Tony's. Now, my preference is in Creole seasoning is going to be Tony Saturate.
Okay.
And I just really want a light sprinkle all the way around. Okay, on the top, across the top. And I'm not wanting to get too much on there. I don't want to go down the sides even.
Okay.
Okay.
Satcheries is great too. If you don't
Yeah.
have it in your kitchen, every kitchen should have it. Delicious.
It's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to need to grab some more gloves.
Okay.
Maybe they could hand some gloves right there. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's Tony.
she grabbed my gloves,
That's
man.
Tony's all right.
That's a Tony's. It will go straight up
That's
your
my
nose.
favorite.
Straight down.
That
is my favorite.
What
I
is
know
this
when I'm
photo
working
we're
with
seeing
Tony's.
on our screen? That's the finished
That's the
product.
pork belly. That's going on the pit. So
Oh, okay.
it's going to go on the pit like that after I've rubbed it on that rack. So you want to keep it on a wire rack, right? Keep it all contained.
Okay.
And then that's coming off the pit. It's been glazed at that point.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a really nice product. It's a 4-hour cook, so it's not too long. So after we've got that
4 hours isn't long?
no,
Not too long.
No, that's not too long.
Jeez.
Brisket, is probably 8 to 10 hours on the pit, then a 4-hour rest. So you have a lot involved in that. So for me, this is a short cook.
Okay.
So this is our proprietary rub. It is a Creole rub, okay, that also contains Tony's as the heat element, okay?
I see.
And with a lot of other ingredients. So brown sugar being
Brown
the base.
sugar.
Brown sugar is the base. So I want to get it in here, and I usually keep it spread out like this a little bit, so that once I get the rub in the cracks, right, in between, I'll just I'll tap it on the top.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of smush it together, so that it kind of gets it on the sides
I see.
without me having to do a whole lot of work, right?
Okay.
So that's the start of it. It kind of cuts down the process time-wise a little bit. So from here, I'll just slide this over, right? I'm going to take these and get them on here, right?
Okay.
So they're going on the rack. Now we've given the recipe and the directions on doing this, but they're going to be 2 hours on the rack at 250. You're going to take them from this rack once you're at 250 and put them into a foil pan. You're going to cover it with a little bit more rub, some butter, and honey.
Yum.
Okay. Cover with foil. That's the braising process. It goes back on the pit at 250 for another hour and a half.
Okay.
So it comes off then, goes back on the rack from the pan to the rack. I know, man.
It's an art. No,
hey,
it's a
love.
total
It's
art,
passion.
and yes.
Yeah, if you don't have a
Language.
passion and you don't love it, you're not doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what it renders is well worth the time.
The cooking
Okay.
is where a lot of people, Sloan, can
Boom.
go wrong, though.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So should they be checking it throughout
Yeah, so
the cook?
you're putting, for me, I do offset, right? Wood burner. So for me, I'm checking my pit every 15 minutes. Okay?
Every 15 minutes?
Every 15 minutes to maintain 250, and that's where I live. So for 2 hours, it's going to smoke at 250, come off, go into a full pan covered
Poetry.
again, right?
Poetry.
Out of the pan, back on the rack, glaze it to get that final product.
We've
Oh,
lost
my
us
God.
at this point.
Final product is just too good.
right,
The
So-
cue ball is so adorable with
Yeah.
this little cast iron. Show us
Yes.
how you assemble it.
Okay, we're
We've
going
got
to do that
about
real
a
quick.
minute left.
Okay, so we're going to take, let's start with our 5 cheese jalapeno truffle mac.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yum.
Let's get that on there.
That is a big scoop right there,
Yeah,
too.
it's a nice scoop. Boom. I'm gonna set that on top of
that's
their
the base
cast
then.
iron. That's the base of the cue bowl. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna take our candy baked beans, which has a lot of bacon, a lot of onion, a lot of brown sugar. Have baked for 4 hours to get to this
Wow.
caramelization state, right?
My gosh.
Yes. Okay. Now the last thing is gonna be the pork belly. And how much time do we have?
Labor of love. We got about 30 seconds.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna have some of this mac and cheese.
And I'm gonna have more of
missing
that.
out.
Oh yeah, man, you are right.
And back to the.
I gotta
to the
get you some
cooking
mac.
time.
That's gonna be your mac in this bowl right here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
One of the most common mistakes is it that people overcook.
Oh, yes.
meat?
Okay, don't overheat your brisket or any of your barbecue.
Okay.
If you're catering, don't put a heat element on it. Let it sit in there warm. Once it comes off the pit, it sits for anytime from 4 hours less, from 1 hour to 4 hours, you're resting it, right? So it's still warm. When it goes to your pan, let it sit there. Your party's an hour. By the time you finish finished, it's done. But if you keep that heat element on it, it's drying it out, totally compromises the integrity of the flavor, and it's not the product that we want you to have. So cut the heat on the meat.
Okay.
There you go.
And
Cut
your
the heat on the
sauces
meat.
will ship anywhere, right?
Ship
You'll
anywhere.
These delicious
Yes,
sauces
ship anywhere.
This is amazing. This is amazing, amazing.
Once you have pork belly, it's hard to go back.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Sloan Rinaldi, it's great to see you. Those sauces, we have those at home in our refrigerator. They don't last long because we consume them quickly. Congrats on
Yes,
the
thank
Netflix
you.
show. Thank you so
man.
much for representing Houston so well.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about it. I think everyone's going to enjoy it. A lot of fun.
Okay, that
A lot of
white
fun.
truffle
Thank you.
jalapeno mac and cheese.
Our pitmaster.
Ridiculous. Our pitmaster. Brand new season of Barbecue Showdown streams starting Thursday, July 4th on Netflix.